Alright.
How's it going?
I'm Sarah and he's James and we're the Hold or Nothing.
We are in the Colca Canyon in Peru, and apparently it's about twice as deep as the Grand Canyon in the US of A, and we're going to be in here for 4 or 5 days. We're not entirely sure yet. We've got a rough route, but it depends on how long it takes us to get to places. So let's see.
There's 2 ways to get from Arequipa to Colca Canyon. The first way is to take a 3 AM direct bus, but we didn't much fancy that. So the second way that we are going for is to take a collectivo to a town called Chive and then another one onto the rim of the Colca Canyon. It's still 5 AM, so we're still having an early start. Let's do this. Alright, so we made it to Chive and we're just waiting for our minibus now to take us to Cabanaconde, which is where we'll start hiking from. Are you worried you're going to get lost or anything like that?
Well, it is you that's planned it, and not the best with directions, so I probably should be.
The minibus filled up pretty quickly, so we were only waiting about 20 minutes and then we were on our way. Okay, so we've just got to Cabanaconde and we're about to start hiking. That's where we are right now. We're going to walk down here to Llahuar. I think it's going to take about 3 or 4 hours and there's some thermal springs there, so hopefully we're going to get to go in them. As you can see, it's quite cloudy, which is good on one hand because it's not too hot, but we have just heard a roll of thunder in the background, so yeah, hoping it doesn't rain.
This is the second most famous trekking destination in Peru, obviously behind Cusco and the Inca Trail to Machu Picchu. But we're only a couple of kilometres in and it's already pretty easy to see why it's so popular. There are a lot of tour companies in Arequipa that offer guided tours to the Colca Canyon, so if you're not that confident about trekking or you're short on time, there's probably a good idea to get one of those. However, you can also just walk it by yourself without a tour guide, and that's what we've chosen to do because none of the tours actually cover exactly where we want to go. So all you do is you buy your ticket for 70 soles, it covers you for 5 days, pick your route and away you go.
This is the trail we're currently following, all the way down there. Right now we're about 6 kilometres away from where we think we're going to be stopping for the night, and guess what? It's just started raining, or spitting as we would call it in England. We've left most of our stuff back at the hostel in Arequipa, including our laptops, so hopefully the lady is looking after them. She did put them in a locked room, so I'm sure it's going to be fine. So yeah, we've only got with us what we need for the 4 or 5 days that we're going to be in Colca Canyon. We weighed our bags before we set off. I think Jay's carrying 12k and I'm carrying 6, and most of that is food and snacks, to be honest, because we're not camping, you don't need to. There's hostels and homestays dotted throughout the canyon. So we're not carrying a tent or sleeping bags or anything like that. It's just our lunches and snacks basically. You can eat at the hostels and the homestays for your evening meal and your breakfast. As I understand anyway, we haven't booked anywhere because we weren't sure exactly of our itinerary. So yeah, fingers crossed there's plenty of places open and they're going to feed us because we definitely haven't got enough food for the whole 5 days for all of our meals. We're getting right down into depths at Canyon now. Jay's watching a condor. It's getting quite misty down here and it's raining still, so we're hoping that we get there before it really starts raining because there's quite a lot of thunder going on. Well and truly pissing it down now, and we've still got over 2 kilometres left, so we've got to go all the way down there, round there, over there somewhere, back round, and then back up there, and over there somewhere. Oh. So that up ahead, I think, is a geyser, or geyser as Jay says. Which is it?
A geyser. From London, mate. This bridge is absolutely on the piss. I don't know if you can see that. It's properly lopsided. And it is shaking around quite a lot. This is going to sound super geeky, but I've just spotted an electricity pylon up there somewhere. And there's a cable, you probably can't see it, but trust me, it's going all the way down there, right into that valley. There's one house. Now I want to know, how on earth do they get an electricity cable all the way down there? If you know, leave me a comment, because I'd love to know the answer. We're on the last kilometre now. We can see where we've got to stay. It's just down there, and it's a little village called Llahuar, I think.
We've just got to go all the way down here, round there, over that bridge, and up there. Get the kettle on, lads! These bridges don't look the most sturdy, to be honest, so send Jay across first. He's heavier than me. If he makes it across alright, I think I'll be alright. Come on, slow coach. I said, come on, slow coach. We made it, and the place is really nice, and it's got space for us, and they're going to give us breakfast and dinner. There's only electricity for half an hour, so that's why it's dark in here. We've got a candle, but yeah, it's pretty nice. And this is the bathroom. I don't know if you can see it. We are just about to go in the hot springs, not the big ones near the river because the river's too high and we can't go in those, but the hostel that we're staying at has a little pool that we can go in that's the same water. This is the little pool. It's really nice and hot, as long as you can't see too many views. It's your towel. After a relaxing soak, we settled in for the evening with a couple of beers, played some cards, ate dinner, and made friends with the resident cat. So the bad news is the rain just isn't letting up. You can probably hear it. So we might have to change our plans for tomorrow because the owner of this hostel said that the route might be a little bit dangerous because of rocks falling. So yeah, gonna have to see how the weather is in the morning. So it's the middle of the night. I just felt something land on the bed. Look what it is. Jay did say just to leave it there, but there was no way I could get back to sleep with it on the bed, so I did eventually put it outside.
Thankfully, the rain had stopped by the morning, and the view from the Casa de Virginia looked completely different.
For those of you that are going to follow the same route that we're doing, yesterday was 12 kilometres from Cabanaconde to Llahuar. It took us around 4 hours, so we left at midday and got there at about 4:30. Had a really nice night's sleep. I think we slept for about 10 hours, didn't we? Yeah. The food is really good. It's now 8:30 and we are setting off to the next place. The weather's pretty good and we've had a good chat with the owner at the hostel, and he's told us exactly where the dangerous parts are that we need to look up and walk fast. So yeah, let's do this. That's the last bit that we came down yesterday when we said there was 1 kilometre left. There's a lot of crops around here, so we think that these water channels are man-made irrigation systems for the farmland. Pretty clever, right? In the middle of a massive canyon. Yeah, definitely man-made. It's probably just where the villagers get their water from, actually. Food delivery is here for the beetles. So really quickly, I think this is the kind of place that we've got to be careful about the rocks falling on us. Oh, this bit. These are the places that we need to go really fast on.
One of the other safety tips the guy at the hostel gave us was not to walk together, so that basically if rocks do fall, it minimises the chances of both of us getting injured as opposed to just one.
I think that was one of the tricky bits, no?
I reckon so, there's a lot of rocks.
This little village is called Llahuar. It took us just over an hour and a half to get here, and that was about 4 kilometres. But we're not stopping here, we are going across that bridge down there, and then along here and somewhere over there to another village called Fure.
So this is where we're heading, to Fure, and then we're going to go straight on to a large waterfall called Huaruro, which not many people visit, and then back to Fure to stay the night. We think we've passed the most dangerous part of this section now, and honestly it was already worth it because the scenery just keeps on getting better and better. And the reason we were so keen to come to this part of the Colca Canyon is because we've heard that it is the most beautiful bit, and also not many people come here, so it's pretty unexplored.
I can't remember where I learned this, it was probably last time we were in Peru, but let me show you something cool. You see these things that are growing underneath the cacti? We'll try and get one. These are what people use here to dye their clothes traditionally. So they've got a natural dye in them that is red, and yeah, they put that on the llama wool and use it to make the different colours in their clothing or the hats or whatever. Oh, isn't it? I think we've actually just gone off the path a bit and wandered into someone's cactus farm. So we need to retrace our steps a bit and have another look at the map and see if we can find the path again. This is what we just missed. We went up there and we should have gone up there. So we're back on the path. You've probably heard the saying, whatever goes up must come down. Well, it's the other way around here in the canyon, because whatever goes down must go up, and the up bits, wow. So this is where we're staying for the night. Just joking, it's not really. On we go. We're on to the last kilometre of this 6 kilometre leg for today. We think we can see where we're going to be sleeping tonight up ahead, but that's not where we're stopping hiking for today. We're just going to drop our bags off there and then head on to hit this waterfall up. We made it. It just started piddling it down, so it was pretty good timing. Not sure how much this place costs yet because she hasn't really told us anything, have you? We're not sure if this is the owner or what because there's no one else here.
We waited around for about half an hour, but there wasn't anyone else to be found other than some guinea pigs. So we wandered a little further to the next set of buildings we could see.
So we couldn't stay in the place that we had kind of planned to stay in. There's some works going on in this really remote place in Colca Canyon. I think there might be about 50 guys here. They're building a waterway to some of the other remote places in the canyon apparently. So they're all sleeping here. Anyway, we've managed to find someone that has given us a room for the night. I've always wanted to stay in a mud hut, so that's fun. So I'll give you a tour. This is it. We have, however, got the plug socket, light, and look at this lovely decoration on the wall. How much did it cost?
It's 15 soles a night, which is £3.50, something like that.
Not bad.
Can't complain.
It'll do the job, won't it?
Absolutely.
Don't do this at home, kids. Getting tuna out of a can without a knife and fork because we forgot them. It's still raining, and even though we slept 10 hours last night, we're really exhausted. So we're going to take a quick nap and see if the rain has stopped afterwards so we can go and see these waterfalls. See you in a bit. Right, we've had our siesta, we're feeling all refreshed, and it's stopped raining! Yay! So we are on our way up to the waterfalls. It's supposed to take about an hour there and an hour back, and we've arranged to have dinner at 6:30. It's now 2 o'clock, so we should have plenty of time. Welcome to Huaruro Waterfall. This is pure power.
Sarah's actually making this look relatively easy here, but it wasn't. The previous rain combined with so much spray from the waterfall made this part of the hike pretty dicey.
It started raining, but thankfully we're on our way back. We're pretty close now actually, only about 15 minutes or so. Yeah, we're just talking about hopefully they've got some beers chilling for us. Maybe we can catch one off the workmen.
What?
The workmen.
Workmen?
They've got to have some, right? We got back just before the rain started properly coming down, and we've got the beers. Woo! There was even a shop.
There is. Nice shop.
Sells tuna and everything, doesn't
You
it?
get tuna, you get a razor, you get some biscuits. What do you need?
So it suddenly got crazy misty in the canyon. Like you can just about see, I think, maybe the top of the mountain up there. But yeah. Join us next time for part 2 in the Colca Canyon, where we get totally lost, have to cross a raging river, make a new friend, and find the most incredible swimming pool. See you then!